Alright, Sebastian here, doing a post-battle commentary of an Object 140 game that I played a while back, and we're going to give this sort of commentary style a try for once. Now, in order to best accomplish this, we're going to maximize the size of the minimap to make it easier for both the viewers and myself to see. And in case you're wondering why I've yet to set off, that's because now that I have a better graphics card, these matches boot up a lot faster. And at the present time while I was playing, we're going to give it a pause just to finish explaining. While I was playing this game, I still had my former graphics card, which meant that I booted into battles a lot slower. I also had a somewhat fragmented game on my hard drive, so I had to do a drive defrag. And that and a couple of other tricks and fixes managed to get my rounds back in order. So all in all, the reason why I haven't moved up yet at the start of the game is because I simply hadn't spawned into the game yet. But now that I did, what's going through my mind? Someone's pinging the map at C1, which naturally, they're... The reason why they're pinging the map is, as you can see, our entire team is heading towards the city side of the map, so the east, and also a few have gone up towards the town area at F5 through F6. That's their end goal. And initially, this is the same thought that's going through my mind. I spot the Batchat 25 TAP over there, and figure I'm going to head over to him, going to use my good turret armor, and pump a shell into him, and that's exactly what happens. I take his shot on the chin, bounce it, and return the favor with interest. I consider hanging around in the middle to do some additional damage to targets. But at some point, I decide that this is a bad idea. I think after about this point, I notice that there's not enough people guarding the western flank, and I waffle for a bit as to whether I should stay around here. Artillery nearly pegs me. As a matter of fact, that's one of the reasons why I started moving so erratically after getting spotted. I was expecting an artillery shell to come down. And this is the point at which I finally decide that heading over to the K1 area is in my best interests, and in the best interests of the team as well. So far we see an IS-3 and a WZ-132 pushing up that way. And we're still not sure actually whether we're going to stay around here. We move up this bush, we sort of just want to spot things out, see whether sticking around would be a good idea. We notice the Batchat's an available target after checking our minimap, and we are able to get 2 shots into him as a result of our paying attention to the minimap. We hang around a bit longer, but ultimately we decide we need to get ourselves to J1 to guard the entire 1 line from a push while hiding behind a bunker. We could consider being a bit more aggressive with it, but ultimately we're not. We still do cut a bit of a corner here, though, in our efforts to get behind this bunker as fast as possible. And we use the little slit between the 2 slabs of concrete in order to decrease our tank's profile, while baiting out shots from the enemy. Eventually a WZ gets spotted. And we pump a shot into him, and keep waggling back and forth to ensure that no one gets in any accidental shot into our weak spot, unless I get exceptionally good RNG. Because, as you see with those 2 cupolas on top of my tank, or on top of the turret, yeah, those are the weak spots of the turret, and we're waggling back and forth to ensure no one has a clear shot on those. We spot an IS-3 making a bit of a push-up. He shows us the side of his turret, and we snap a shot in. And, well, he decides to reverse back into our line of fire, thus giving us another shot, and then we try to aim at the top of his turret, which is oddly enough a weak spot on the IS-3. But our shot misses, and we don't exactly beat ourselves up over it. We notice the Batchat is within our field of fire on the minimap, so we retask, take a shot at him. It was a blind shot, not entirely sure if I got the shot in, but no matter. And so we continue hanging around here. Now we have an UDAS 03 for support, Swedish T-Rate tank destroyer. And the WZ continues to try to take shots at us from the same bush. And this is where you can see the amazing gun handling of the Object 140 in action. We don't really need to be aiming in too long or too hard. Our gun accuracy is so good that we can simply get away with this nonsense. Well, okay, we can't get away with nonsense like that. But that was just a snapshot thinking he had moved farther out of cover than he did, but, well, he didn't. Once the IS-3 moves out into our line of fire, we pick him up because, well, we reload very quickly, and the WZ again decides to sit out in front of our gun arc, and gets completely punished for it. Enemy Batchat 25 TAP gets spotted, and we're feeling confident now. Based off of the minimap information we have, most of the enemy team is still in the middle village. There was a Skoda T50 here earlier, but he hasn't been shooting at us for a while now, so we think maybe he's decided to give up the game on us. Well, at least give up trying to tango with us. And all that was left there was the Batchat 25 TAP that we picked up. He spotted us when we fired. And so we just get artillery safe, hang around here for a little bit. We're not exactly as artillery safe as we could be, but whatever. We waffle in position for a little bit, thinking maybe we'll change the flanking angle. But at some point, after that spot from the Skoda T50, who was actually there the whole time, we stick around here, take a couple of shots at him. He goes dark. And we take a snapshot at him and pick up an artillery shell for our troubles. However, it appears we weren't the only people snap shooting him, or blind firing him. And he's left with a lot less health than he had earlier, and we now feel especially confident in making our one-line push. We're putting the mobility of this vehicle to great effect, because as far as medium tanks go, it's a fairly light medium tank. Very low profile, very good engine, very good gun handling. And, well, it doesn't have the strongest turret out of the, what is it now, 3? 4? Yeah, there's 4 Russian mediums in the game at tier 10. One of them's a rear-mounted turret, sort of medium, but I haven't played it. We spot an Object 704. And, well, we take a risky maneuver, decide maybe we'll put some shots into him. We get one in, but our spotting managed to help our allies pick up the kill. Another quirk of this vehicle, and I'm going to quickly explain this while paused, is that the Object 140 has 6 degrees of gun depression. That is an entire degree of gun depression more than both the T-62A and the Object 430U, both of which are sort of middle-mounted turret Russian mediums. And that extra degree of gun depression allows you to work ridge lines a lot better than those other 2 mediums. And hence one of the other reasons why we felt so confident in making that maneuver. Because we didn't need to expose ourselves as much as the other ones would have needed to, nor for as long. Batchat 25T gets spotted, nothing really to comment on there. We're just farming damage at the end of the game. Whichever tanks are getting spotted. Quick note on the shot at the UDAS. The reason why I took that is because he had more health. And we're sort of damage, and as I said, we're damage farming. Damage equals better WN8 statistic, and, well, point is, for those people who use mods that show you how other players perform during the match, or the overall statistics of a player during a match, well, it's more a signal to them that, we're a competent player, and it's a bit of a double-edged sword, but I'll touch on that at another point in time. Overall, we did the damage because we could. And that about does it for this round. Well, that is the end of the round. There are not going to be any end plates because this is me looking at one of my replays. I didn't think ahead to take a screenshot of the end plates. But from here, we can see already down in the bottom left-hand corner beside the tank panel, as it were, I managed to do 5,478 damage. I blocked 660, and I don't know why I gave 6T the intonation you would give the word 16. So let's try that again. I blocked 1,660 points of damage and spotted for 2,153. Looking at our ammunition panel, the only thing I was firing this round was APCR, our standard ammunition, as opposed to the premium heat ammunition. And so we managed to make a tidy profit from what I remember, and we also picked up 4 kills, as we can see in the top left. And, yeah, that's the round. If you would like to see more of this post-battle style commentary, though in future I'll be making sure to screen cap the end plates. If you would like to see more of it, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscription, let me know. And that about does it. Have yourself a good day, and we'll see you in other rounds.